What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, I know you guys seen the reports from multiple different sources making the statement that the former unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, 35 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach, has now found a replacement trainer. As we all know, unless you've been under a rock, he parted ways with his longtime trainer, 2-time trainer of the year, well-renowned trainer, future Hall of Fame trainer in Derrick James, who's been training him since he was 15 years of age. After his first loss, and his last fight with Terrence Bud Crawford that took place July of 2023. We have not seen Errol Spence in the ring since then. And now it's said that from multiple different sources that he's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which we heard the rumblings and reports that was a possibility. And many people speculated and thought that it would be with well-renowned trainer Bozy Ennis, who obviously trains his son, the Phenom, as I refer to him, as an undefeated IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jerron Boots Ennis. But on the contrary, the sources are not saying that he's with Bozy Ennis, but indeed with Breadman, another well-renowned trainer in Philadelphia, who trained Julian J. Rod Williams, trains Caleb Plant, just to name a few right now, currently as it stands. Not mistaken, also it was with Stephen Fulton as well, if I'm not mistaken. So with that said, Errol Spence is reported to go into an opportunity to become a world champion in the second weight class at 154 against the towering Inferno, Mexican superstar, unified WBC, WBO champion, Sebastian Fundora in April, right? Going on almost 2 years since we've seen Errol Spence in the ring. Almost 2 years. That's an extensive period of time, especially seeing as though his body has been through a lot of turmoil. He had that horrific car accident he suffered in 2019. He had 2 eye injuries that he had to have surgery on. And then he took that horrible beating from Terrence Crawford. Now, maybe this layoff does his body good, but is the ring rust going to do him good? I mean, you got to keep in mind that he seemed to have a lot of issues with the southpaw stance from Terrence Crawford. Sebastian Fundora is a southpaw, but he's 6'6" with an 80-inch arm reach, fighting at 154 pounds, an extremely high work rate. Now, he's going to give Errol Spence his body, and he gives up his height. So that's something Errol Spence can capitalize on for sure. And Fundora has been knocked out. He's 21 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, right? He's been knocked out in the past by Brian Mendoza, so he can be had. He gives up his height. Now, he did have that shocking victory over Tim Tszyu, but again, Tim Tszyu is suffered a nasty gash on the top of his head, and that seemed to distract him. Yet Tim Tszyu still had a lot of success even after suffering that nasty cut. So that could speak to, Tim Tszyu talent, but then he got blown out the water by Batran Murataliev, right? And knocked out in 2 rounds or 3 rounds. But I like the move for Errol Spence with Breadman. I also know that it was a strong possibility he could go to Florida with Coach Kevin Cunningham, who, and this is no slight to anybody, it's just my personal opinion, that he should go with Kevin Cunningham. Kevin Cunningham is a southpaw specialist. It's a southpaw specialist, right? Look what he did for Corey Spinks, Erickson Lubin, Devin Alexander, Javonte Tank Davis. Look at that. My favorite fight that Javonte Tank Davis had, and the most versatility and the most angles and footwork and everything he used was against Koyal, right? And you look at that fight, that was with Coach Cunningham as the lead trainer. He's a southpaw specialist. Errol Spence is a specialist. Errol Spence is a southpaw, but his approach is very vanilla. I believe Errol Spence with Coach Cunningham would be dynamic. Not to say he wouldn't be dynamic with Breadman, but I just think that Coach Cunningham brings a level of understanding and discipline and a specialist with southpaws that I don't think many other trainers in the sport can bring. So I would love to see Errol Spence with Coach Cunningham in Florida. And Coach Cunningham is no nonsense. He's very stern, and he's very knowledgeable of the sport. And he's a vet in the sport. And he know how to make southpaws world champions. If there's one thing he know how to do, he gonna make a southpaw a world champion and use them angles and man. So, and he has experience with Fundora, because Lubin fought Sebastian Fundora, and Lubin got away from the game plan. If he followed the game plan, he would have beat Sebastian Fundora, but he decided to fight in the pocket and show his heart. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. Change of scenery could be good for Errol Spence, but let's see how it unfolds. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gone. Peace.